There's an old horse proverb that says, for every horse there's only but one rider, and for every rider there's only but one horse.
This will be our second annual one, so this is going to be an adoption event. So that we wanted to get horses and make them available for potential adopters. There is a kind of a contest between the trainers in how well they can showcase their abilities to show off the horse, and we want them to show that horse off to the best of their ability to, show that that horse could be ridden just about by anybody, and taken home.
Of all the horses you could have chosen, you chose this one.
Yeah, I chose her kind of on her looks. I mean, she's a pretty cute little horse, and she's got looks like she has an ability to move pretty well. When I saw her in the pasture trotting around. And so I looked for that good movement and a nice body type, like a strong. The other thing, I chose her because they said no one has ever touched her, and I prefer a clean slate because you can have a lot of success there, and then the horse has a good chance of being adopted out and having a good life after that.
What do you look for in the trainers that are working with the horses for Rescue Revolution?
Well, I think what I look for when I'm talking with a person or I watch them interacting with a horse for the first time is kind of a compassion, a real easiness about them, the way they move, the way they touch the horse. You can tell right away that there's a respect there, first of all, and they are going to be patient. They're just going to yield to what the horse needs at that particular time. And that's the important thing, is that they're all going to be different, and some of them are going to respond in one way, some of them are going to respond a different way, and so you have to make adjustments for that, and so you need to be flexible, kind, considerate. I mean, it's just those basic things, and the results are so much better when that happens. Natural horsemanship that we use here is basically based on Buck Brannaman's philosophy and teaching, and it is respect for the horse, patience, consistency, and that's really it in a nutshell.
Surprisingly, she's been really easy to be able to get hands on. Kind of like I anticipated with my round pen, and not a lot of places for her to go. She's just been pretty easy for me to touch, and didn't have to rope her to halter her. Hey, I have a lot of dogs like that. The only thing I think that scares her a little bit is the plastic bag, which we started a little bit of the last couple days, so we can hopefully show some of that. Let's see how that goes today, but we finished off on a good note. I mean, but she'll put an halter on her, tie her up, brush her, and she lunges a little bit.
Warm Springs horses that are in the Rescue Revolution are kind of unique, I think, because they are very resilient. they've come out of the wild, they've survived on their own for a short time before they came here, and they bond really quickly with the person that they're going to be working with, and they're just so tough. They're just if you look at their feet and their legs, they're not brittle at all. They're substantial, and so they're the kind of horse that you can really rely on, out there in a trail ride in rough conditions. I would much rather be on one of them than anything else.
So I came to EOI not knowing anything about horses, and I, at the time, wasn't in a very good situation. I was hanging out with a wrong group of friends and a bad crowd. But within my first couple weeks here, I met Lexi out in the field, and at the time she was untouchable and kind of crazy. She almost got put down because an old trainer thought she was gonna kill someone one day. But the head trainer at the time told me that if I had the dedication and the willpower that he would help me start training her. And within the first few months, he kind of let me do my own thing, even though I really don't know what I was doing. But we're here a year and a half later, and she is my perfect horse. She's a horse of a lifetime, and we are starting to jump finally.
For you, and it can be a very personal response, what is unique about the horse-human bond?
Wow. I came from a very dysfunctional, painful childhood, and I spent most of my time in the barn with my horse. That was unconditional love. No matter how I felt, the horse was the horse, and he always was glad to see me. So I've always loved horses. Been a horse nut since age 5, and I'm 70. So 65 years worth of playing with horses, and basically that's what I do, is play.
I think Betty would make it a really good horse. Like, her movement is incredible. Like, watching her move. I'd love to do like cowboy dressage, or even if somebody did regular dressage on this horse, a little dressage pony. Woo! Teach her how to jump. The horse can pick up her feet too, so you can jump. A little jumping pony. A year's work is, just think of it, it's not that long. You put her in school for a year, she comes back a different animal.
When a person adopts a horse, I think probably one of the best things that happens is that a horse is being saved, really, again, and going into a great home. It's going to get affection. It's going to get used like a real horse, which is, a fulfillment of its life, really. And it also opens the door for another horse to be able to be rescued in the future.
They're not throwaway animals. There's some beautiful horses out here that just need the love and the care and the opportunity to be trained.